In this world, every dreamer faces two kinds of battles, one with the world and the other with himself. Most people lose the second one, but this is the story of a boy named Ethan, who was born into poverty yet dared to dream big. He didn't have money, comfort, or guidance, but he had courage, hunger, and the belief that one day, his hard work would silence everyone who doubted. Ethan was born in a small town in Mississippi. His father worked as a mechanic and his mother cleaned houses. They lived in a tiny wooden house with a leaky roof and a broken floor. Every month was a new struggle for food, rent, and survival. But Ethan's eyes were full of dreams. He wanted to study, to learn, and to build something that could lift his family out of poverty. When he was 10, he would sit under the streetlight at night and read old, torn books that people had thrown away. His neighbors used to mock him. "Books won't fill your stomach, boy," they would laugh. Ethan would smile and say softly, "Maybe not today, but one day these books will feed my whole family." When Ethan turned 14, his father met with an accident and couldn't work anymore. The responsibility of the house fell on his young shoulders. He started working at a gas station, cleaning cars in the morning and stacking shelves in the evening. But no matter how tired he was, he never skipped studying. He used to say, "Hard work is my only weapon. I'll use it till I win." At night, when the world slept, Ethan studied under a flickering bulb in the gas station storeroom. He had no fancy notebooks, no guidance, just sheer determination. One day, his school announced a science competition. The theme was innovation for a better future. Ethan built a small model of a hand-powered water pump using scrap materials from the junkyard. For the first time, people looked at him not as a poor boy, but as a young inventor. A local businessman was so impressed that he offered Ethan a scholarship for higher studies. That one event changed everything. Ethan went to a big city college where everything was new. Big buildings, expensive gadgets, and confident students. He felt small, out of place. But instead of giving up, he promised himself, "I may not have what they have, but I'll make sure they remember my name." He worked part-time at a coffee shop, cleaned tables, washed dishes. He had one goal: to become an engineer and create something that would change lives. During college, he faced failures, sleepless nights, and sometimes days without food. But he never complained. He knew that pain was temporary, but success would last forever. In his final year, Ethan failed an important exam. His dream job slipped away. Everyone said, "Maybe this is not for you. You've tried enough." Ethan didn't argue. He simply smiled and replied, "I haven't come this far to quit here." He started again from scratch, studying twice as hard. He spent months revising, researching, and practicing. A year later, he not only passed the exam, but topped the entire state. Soon after, he was hired by a top engineering firm in New York. The same boy who once washed cars now designed machines that helped hundreds of people get clean water. The same idea that had won him the competition years ago. When Ethan returned to his town, the same people who once laughed at him came forward to congratulate him. He didn't show pride. He simply said, "Dreams don't come true because of luck. They come true because you don't give up." He built a small learning center in his hometown for underprivileged kids, a place where no child would have to give up studying because of poverty. In an interview, he was asked what motivated him the most. Ethan smiled and said, "I wasn't fighting the world, I was fighting my excuses. The day I stopped blaming my life changed." Moral of the story. This story teaches us that poverty cannot stop you unless you stop yourself. Dreams may look impossible, but they become reality when you refuse to quit. Ethan's life proves one powerful truth. When you fight your own fears and excuses, your dreams start fighting for you.